Well, hey Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this episode, looking at some more of those Gundam military generation action figures from MegaHouse. We've got Amuro Ray, Fraw too, but Amuro Ray is what I'm really into. Actually looking at the back of this box, I'm like, oh wait a minute, I have that pilot seat, so I can have, oh my god, I can have Amuro sitting in the pilot seat of that thing that came with Sayla. So far I have all of them, and I like them. There are issues with them, but it's one of those things where these either are going to exist or they're not going to, and there's just some things I'm just going to have to deal with in order to get them. Anyway, before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe. If you think this is a cool video, give it a like. Check the links in the description for ways you could support the channel. We have a Discord also that's really awesome, but hey, let's get into it. All right, and here we have it. Amuro Ray. Looks badass already, right? I mean, look at that. Fully articulated 3.754-inch figure. Love to have this classic Amuro look. And I've got them with some of the other parts that I got. You know, again, I was talking about the box for Amuro, but there's also the box, and it's kind of big for the car, and it comes with a Federation uniformed female figure. What's really cool about that is I took from the Sayla pilot set they have that comes with that pilot cockpit, the core fighter cockpit, and I put her head on the Federation body of the head that came with the set is this, and I'll show that in a second because it's really cool. But anyway, a quick close look at Amuro, and I'll kind of move him aside for a second. So the set also came with this little Haro. Where are his eyes? This thing is tiny. I don't know if that could focus. That's hilarious. I love this. Just, I mean, Haro's cool, so that's cool. Here's Fraw right here. So this is the only complaint I actually have, and it's not super bad, but I think it's just weird. So with the Rombaral and Haman set, and I haven't even covered that, I don't think, on this channel, her body was just a stiff body where you can like change the arms or adjust them, which it's kind of annoying, but I guess that helps since it is more slimmer and sleeker due to the clothing. All the joints, and you can even see, like, you know, looking at this one, all the joints really kind of take away if you're trying to get a specific aesthetic out of the figure. So, you know, I can understand that on one hand, but on the other hand, this thing just looks a little goofy, like it's over exaggerated based on the original animation. And so, like, that's the only thing about this that is just kind of weird. I mean, other than that, I think it's cool, especially having this figure. So she comes with multiple arms. For her, what is that, left arm? You can actually plug this in so that she can hold Haro, but also she has this arm, you know, she can hold a bag. You can also put the bag back here if you wanted to, and yeah, they really went into detail down there, let me tell you. You know, it's all right. You know, this is like the only way we're going to get this, so I'm not going to complain. It's just the cool thing is, I could take the head off of this and swap it with the body that came with the car of the female crew member. Now, Federation crew. Now, the thing about it, though, is this body type, in order to save costs, they're all kind of the same size. It's mainly the legs, I think, with the other figures as well. So she ends up being just as tall as Amuro. You know, it's not too big of a deal. You can do a forced perspective if you're doing pictures. I don't let it bother me too much, but that could have been another thing they could have improved on here. But yeah, just take a quick look at, that female Federation crew member body. I mean, it looks great having this look. I mean, the thing is, as of right now, you can only get this figure, not with the Sayla head, but with this head, which is actually awesome. Let me see if we can get a good, oops, sorry. All right, trying to get a good look at her head. For some reason, it's not focusing. Oh, I know what I gotta do. Okay. Now, this head is really cool. There's a bunch of different female heads I have now because I've bought so many of, if it's not the soldier, it's the pilots. But I like it how this one has a little bit of shorter hair. The hair goes down over the eye, and she actually has a scar on her cheek. That's really cool. And I wonder if that could be based on a character we've seen. I just don't know off the top of my head. I know there's another set coming out with some Federation. I guess they're like Federation soldiers, but more laid back. They come with the motorcycle, and it's a female figure. And it actually looks like a character from 08 MS Team. Anyway, this was just the Sayla body that I just swapped the heads, as you can see. So let's do a head swap. All right, there we go. It's a little awkward to get the head on, but once you do, it looks great. Again, I feel like the proportions are a little off, but again, it's kind of being nitpicky because at the end of the day, this is super close, super detailed, and super cool, considering I don't know how else we'd ever get anything like this. Now, for accessories, across both of them is, Fraw has the stand that's actually pretty nice for her to stand on. I kind of wish they made that also for the other figures, because the thing about standing them, it's not hard to get them to stand, but once you do, you could easily knock them over. Having a base like that is actually very helpful. Amuro also comes with the Operation V manual, and it is awesome. When you open it up, it even has detail. All right, it might be hard to see, but there's the RX-78-2 on one side and some schematic of some kind, or just instructions for Amuro on the other side. So that is just a really cool extra thing that rounds this out, if you think about it. Just having Amuro, the book, Haro, I mean, this is like excellent. Now, again, that female Federation soldier came with this car. Apparently, there's another set due to come out later this year that it's the car with the female figure and the female Federation figure and the cloak Amuro wore when he was just kind of going off on his own. So it's like, that's kind of expensive just to get those extra Amuro pieces. But I would be getting another female Federation crew member body. Also another car or buggy. I don't know if I need two, so maybe I can like sell the second one I get and make up for that. Yeah, and this car actually, the wheels fold down like that, and that special edition set I was talking about that's coming out later also comes with a stand, so you can have it like standing there floating, which that's pretty cool. I mean, I gotta say, like, this buggy's not necessarily anything I really wanted, although I can easily recreate, beginning of 0079. This is also very high quality. So whereas it looks like sometimes there's QC issues with like the figures, this buggy is super high quality. Everything about it, even the painting in it, the steering wheel, that's a piece that you had to plug in. And it also came with a backpack and just another Federation rifle. I have a ton of those, but not only that, but a hand that is holding binoculars. So that's just kind of a cool extra little thing, because again, I have like a bunch of these already. I have them all that's out actually. And there's so many accessories for all the soldiers. You could really recreate so many different scenes. And just having this extra piece too is really awesome. Oh yeah, you know what? Amuro also comes with a jacketless version of his upper body, so that's cool if you want something like that. The other heads, that's him like yelling at someone, probably complaining that he doesn't want to go out and fight, so he's like yelling at Bright and Mirai. And then here's another face of his, which is kind of similar to the one he already has. Just the eyes are a little different. Also, I feel like on this one on the left, they messed up the paint on the mouth, and it's just a little higher than it's supposed to be. But it's okay. I mean, that's just me again being nitpicky. Unfortunately, the only way you can really get Fraw in the car is if you were to put her in that Federation, the female Federation pilot outfit. Also, Amuro doesn't come with a sandwich. That would totally recreate the scene we're looking for. You even throw Haro in the front there, and he just kind of fell. Oh yeah, and from the instruction manual here, you can see what I was talking about with the, it even comes with an addition where you can plug something into the back of the buggy to hold stuff. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, again, the stand so it can float there. And then, a little cap and cloak that he was wearing when he was trying to, he was on his own and everything. It's cool that these figures come with pivotal parts of the stories of the original 0079. So there you have it. That is this, let's see, GMG 07 Amuro Ray and Fraubo and GMG 08 VSP EFF Soldier and EFF Buggy set. To me, it's worth it. These have always been worth it. This set has probably, I'm thinking about no QC issues like I've seen with some of the other sets. I think I've noticed this as more of the releases come out, they actually are just better quality in general. I saw that with the Rumble Raw. And the motorcycle, Xeon motorcycle. And you can find these on Amazon, even though I got this from Hobby Link Japan, because a lot of times as soon as they announce it, I pre-order it. You can easily find them on Amazon, sometimes even cheaper. So I personally recommend these. I think these are awesome. If you have any questions about these figures, let me know. You know what, something else I wanted to do real quick. I should have thought about that earlier. Okay, so here's Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor. This is a newer vintage collection action figure from Hasbro. I think they know how to make the best action figures at that scale. And then here's Amuro Ray. You know, Amuro Ray probably a little taller than he would be in comparison. These figures are based on the anime, whereas the vintage collection is making them look realistic. So in that regard, the vintage collection figures are a little bit more realistic. And even though they have a lot of articulation, the articulation is better with the GMG figures. They also have the included hands that I love, that you can switch out, because I hate having a figure stand there sometimes and they're just holding their hands like they'd be holding something, and so it's like an awkward pose. I gotta say, like, you could take both of these lines of figures and take the best of them and make the greatest action figure at that scale. I know a lot of people are into 6-inch figures. SH Figure Arts has a lot of that. Marvel Legends are really big. I'm down with the smaller scale, maybe because I grew up with it, or also because the bigger they are, the more they become more doll-like and less realistic. When they're at a smaller scale, you can kind of get away with some details without it standing out. And just to do it, here is Char. So yeah, I've got Sayla, Fraw, Char, Amuro, Rambaral. I'm loving this line. I can't wait for more to come out. Now, what I really can't wait for is the white Federation pilot uniform to put Amuro in. That would be really awesome. So anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. We'll talk later.